In a world where darkness seems louder than light, where the shouts of pain and anger echo more strongly than the whispers of hope, it's easy to wonder if compassion still matters at all. Each day, we're surrounded by headlines that showcase violence, indifference, and division. Social media bombards us with outrage, and it can feel as though we are drowning in negativity. Yet, in the quiet corners of this world, away from the spotlight and the noise, there exist people who refuse to give in to cynicism. They choose to be kind anyway. These are the quiet heroes whose only mission is to make the world gentler, no matter the cost, no matter the recognition. Their acts may not make the news, nor change the course of history overnight, but they are the pulse, the heartbeat of humanity itself. This is the story of kindness, of why it matters, even when it seems thankless, and why the world needs people like you now more than ever. It's a comforting myth that kindness operates on a system of returns, that by being kind, we'll naturally receive kindness in return. We're taught from an early age that good deeds are rewarded and that compassion will be recognized. But the truth is, life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you'll reach out a hand in friendship only to have it slapped away. Sometimes you'll go out of your way to help someone, and your gesture will be met with silence or even suspicion. And sometimes the cost of your kindness will be real. It'll drain your energy, your resources, even your heart. But here's a deeper truth that outshines that myth. Kindness isn't a transaction. It's not a deal or a bargain. It is, at its core, a testimony, a statement to the world that says, despite how dark things can get, I will still choose to be a source of light. It is a declaration that you refuse to be shaped by the world's cruelty, that you will not let bitterness win. Kindness is not a currency, but a conviction. Let's step into the real world, into the biting cold of a Chicago winter night. On a windswept bench, a homeless man sits, bundled in layers of hope and despair. His stomach is empty, his hands are numb, and perhaps worst of all, he feels invisible, a passing shadow in a city too busy to notice. Then, quietly, a stranger approaches. There are no cameras, no crowd, no one to witness what happens next. The stranger offers a warm bag of food, a hot cup of tea, and a thick blanket. The man's problems are not magically solved. His life is still hard. But that night, he is reminded that he matters, that someone sees him, that he is not forgotten. This act of kindness didn't require fanfare. It didn't need an audience. Its power was in its intention, an intention to remind someone that even in the harshest moments, compassion endures. This is the quiet magic of kindness. It doesn't need to be spectacular to be significant. It's not measured by its visibility, but by its impact on the heart, both the givers and the receivers. Why does kindness matter now more than ever? Because we live in a time where selfishness is often celebrated, where personal gain is glorified, and where people are encouraged to look out for themselves above all else. We're trained to scroll quickly past suffering, to rationalize that someone else will help, to believe that it's not my problem. Yet, in the midst of all this, kind people shine all the brighter. They are the light bearers, the ones who build bridges between despair and hope. They are the soft voices that cut through the chaos, quietly saying, I see you. I care. It isn't always easy to be kind. Maybe you're struggling yourself, Maybe you've been hurt, let down, or ignored when you try to do the right thing. Maybe your own circumstances don't encourage compassion, but that's exactly why your kindness matters so much. It is precisely because the world doesn't make it easy that your choice to care carries so much weight. You never truly know what battles someone else is fighting. Your single act of kindness, no matter how small, could be the reason someone finds the strength to hold on for just one more day. It's important to acknowledge that being kind is not the same as being weak. The world might tell you otherwise. People might take advantage of your generosity, mock your sincerity, or mistake your compassion for naivete. But don't be fooled. True kindness is an act of courage. It takes real strength to remain gentle in a world that can be so harsh. It takes resilience to keep giving when you have little to spare. And it takes true bravery to open your heart again and again, even when it's been bruised by disappointment. History is filled with people who prove that kindness is not weakness, but power. Think of Mother Teresa, who devoted her life to serving the poorest of the poor among the bustling streets of Calcutta, not because they could ever repay her, but because they were human beings deserving of dignity. Her compassion was not about recognition, but about conviction. Or consider Leon Logothetis, who set out on a global journey relying solely on the kindness of strangers, showing through his travels that humanity's goodness still exists, often in the most unexpected places. His experiences captured moments where kindness bridged gaps of culture and language, reminding us that compassion is universal. Then there are organizations like the Aquat Foundation in Pakistan, which offers interest-free loans to millions, choosing compassion over profit and fundamentally changing lives. Their model is built on trust and community, a testament to the belief that kindness can be a foundation for real, sustainable change. These are not fairy tales. These are real stories happening every day in our world. They are proof that kindness is not outdated or naive. It is needed now more than ever. But the world doesn't just need famous heroes or organizations. It needs you. It needs ordinary people making extraordinary choices day after day. You might wonder if your actions can really make a difference, if your small candle can truly break the darkness. You might be waiting for the world to get better before you show kindness, or letting the reactions of others dictate your generosity. Let me share something powerful. Your kindness is not about other people's responses. It's about you. It's about who you decide to be in a world that often encourages indifference. It's about refusing to let pain make you bitter, about choosing love over cynicism, hope over despair. Even if your light feels small, never underestimate its power. One candle can illuminate the dark. Maybe you've been kind, and it felt like no one noticed. Maybe you've given and received nothing in return. Maybe you're tired, worn out by the world's unending demands. But hear this, your kindness matters even when it goes unseen. Sometimes the most meaningful acts are the ones that don't get celebrated, the ones that only the person you helped will ever remember. Someone out there hasn't eaten today. Someone out there feels utterly forgotten. Someone out there just needs to be seen. You could be their miracle, not because you have all the answers, not because you're perfect, or wealthy or wise, but simply because you choose to be kind anyway. When life gets tough and people grow colder, be kind anyway. When your efforts go unrecognized and your gestures unthanked, be kind anyway. When you feel like giving up, When your own heart is weary and the world seems unrelenting, be kind anyway. Because kind people are the heartbeat of humanity. They are the hope that refuses to die, the warmth that keeps winter at bay, the strength that holds up the quiet corners of the world. It is their compassion that reminds us again and again of our shared humanity. You are one of them. You are the light the world needs. Do not let the world convince you that your kindness is wasted. Do not let cynicism steal your compassion. Do not wait for others to lead the way. Shine your light, even if it flickers, even if it feels small. Maybe your kindness is as simple as a smile for a stranger, a listening ear for a friend, or a word of encouragement for someone feeling lost. Maybe it's volunteering your time, donating what you can, or simply choosing patience over anger in a moment of frustration. These small acts, repeated over and over, are the bricks that build a more compassionate world. Think about the impact you can have. One act of kindness can ripple outwards, inspiring others to do the same. One moment of compassion can change the course of someone's day or even their life. The world doesn't need more critics or cynics. It needs people who are willing to care, to give, to love, anyway. Even when it's hard, even when it costs you something, even when it feels like no one else is trying. Because in the end, kindness is not just about what you do. It's about who you are. It's about the legacy you leave behind, the mark you make on the world, the warmth you share with others. It's about being the person who, when faced with darkness, chooses to be a source of light. So the next time you find yourself hesitating, wondering if it's worth it, remember this. Every act of kindness is a seed planted. You may not see it grow. You may not witness the harvest. But somewhere, someone's life is better because you cared. When the noise of the world grows loud, let your action whisper hope. When the world feels cold, let your kindness be a blanket. When the day is darkest, let your light shine. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all together. You just need to be willing, to be present, to be compassionate, to be kind. Anyway, because in the end, that's what the world needs most. Not more noise or judgment or division, but quiet, persistent, courageous kindness. Never underestimate the difference you can make. Never doubt the power of your compassion. Never forget that in being kind, anyway, you become the light that others need. The world is waiting. Go and be kind, and in doing so, light up the world. Kindness is your superpower. Never, ever forget that.